Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 23rd of February 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon we bring you the 5 news items that you need to know about. Let's jump into it. Story number 1 is about Russia's invasion of 2 separatist regions in the Ukraine. Prime Minister Scott Morrison announced sanctions against Russian banks and members of the Federation Security Council, which should hinder financing of the Putin government. Travel bans will also be applied and Ukrainian visas into Australia will be fast-tracked. The Federal Treasurer Josh Frydenberg has spoken to the heads of the Big Four banks, asking them to be alert for suspicious activities. Mr. Morrison said Russia was behaving like thugs and bullies. He said all the signs suggested Russia would fully invade Ukraine in coming days. He also called on China to denounce Russia's actions. Story number 2 is what the Ukraine crisis means for us here in Australia. First and foremost, Brent crude oil prices rose again today, and that means all the pain at the petrol bowser that we're feeling at the moment will keep going for some time. With the Aussie dollar around 72.3 US cents, unleaded petrol is heading towards $2 a litre, and that's going to be commonplace. Global energy prices will also jump because Russia is a big gas exporter, and grains prices will rise because both the Ukraine and Russia provide plenty of wheat, barley and things for the rest of the globe. If the stoush is prolonged, higher energy and food prices will flow through to food, transport and a host of other costs. Story number 3 is the market report. The S&P ASX 200 closed up 0.6% today to 7,206 points, which wasn't bad given what's going on in Russia. Tech stocks were the best performers, and I haven't said that much recently. Telco, healthcare and consumer staples all did well. Now that group, including the tech companies, are defensive investments, and their performance today demonstrates the nervousness in equity markets. Utilities did poorly, as did real estate investment trusts. Woolworths reported a solid profit and its share price went up 1.4%, but its big competitor Coles' share price jumped 3.4% after it reported yesterday. Telstra was up 2.3%, while the banks and miners were mixed. HUB24 was the best performer today, up nearly 10%, while Paladin Energy jumped 9%. A couple of very poor performers recently, EFTPOS Terminal Business Tyro Payments and Buy Now Pay Later Group Zipco had much better days, both jumping more than 8%. The worst performer was Domino's Pizza, down 14% after it said food prices were flowing through to its cost base and its Japanese business wasn't performing as well as expected. Agri Group Costa fell nearly 9% after its strong run yesterday. Story number 4 is the COVID news. There was a big jump in COVID cases in some of the smaller states today. South Australia, for example, recorded nearly 2,000 cases, up 40% on yesterday. Western Australia hit a record 645 cases. The ACT reported 946 cases. Tasmania also recorded a relatively high number of cases for that state, 842, and Queensland recorded 6,300 cases and a record 37 deaths. While New South Wales and Victoria were first into the crisis, they're also leading the way out. There's a bit of catch-up going on for those smaller states. Still, New South Wales recorded 8,900 new cases and 6 deaths today, while Victoria recorded 6,900 cases and 17 deaths. And finally, story number 5 comes from Hong Kong. The city has taken the decision to test its entire population of 7.5 million people for COVID-19 next month. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Now that is quite a logistical exercise. Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam said the city-state will be able to undertake 1 million tests a day. Incredible. Hong Kong has reported about 5,000 new daily infections since the middle of the month. It's been under pressure from Beijing to adopt a zero-tolerance policy to COVID and test the population, and that's exactly what they're doing. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 23rd of February 2022. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Thursday Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.